And like I said, I'm not trying to argue with people, man. I'm not trying to convince people how I feel. I understand the hurt, and I'm definitely not trying to piss anybody off. And as I said, I'm not trying to add to that. But after waiting for more details and trying to get a better understanding of everything on things, especially on things I don't know, I feel that it's an unfortunate situation for everyone except for one particular person. I'm going to be back at the Broadway Comedy Club. That's going to be Friday, April 17th. Get your tickets at doubletoastedny.com or go to doubletoasted.com. Oh, this is going to be a tricky one, y'all. This is going to be rough.
Maybe.
This is I would dare say it might even be a little treacherous.
Hang on.
The territory that we are treading at this moment. I don't know. I have no idea how this is going to go because this is a very complicated situation. Some people say, not for me. For me, and I can't speak for anybody else in this room, but for me, it's a complicated situation. But we're going to hear from Mr. Green over here, and we'll even hear from you, get your 2 cents on this from Mr. Cumbia over here. But of course, everyone right now is talking about those Bafta awards. And we all know the story at this point. If you don't, just real quick refresh it, but I'm sure you know. So we all heard about how Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, they were on stage when the N-word was shouted out in the open. And it was rough too. I think they said N-word bitch.
Damn it! They stopped there. They went.
Yeah, I think there was one for each one of them.
Lord.
Yeah, nobody was left out. I even think they had a bag of them to give out to other black people.
Oh, really?
At the awards, yeah.
That's part of the goodie bag?
It was like part of the gift bag, yeah. You get an N-word in there if you're black. At least this guy gave it to him. So who was this guy that shouted this out? So this came from a guy named John Davidson. And he kind of looks like a fat Ethan Hawke, don't he?
Right?
In a way, looks like Ethan Hawke in about 20 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, John Davidson, he yelled that out. That's where the racial slur came from because John Davidson was there to represent the film I Swear, which I guess he is the subject of. Mm-hmm. And with that, he hoped to bring awareness to victims and also people who don't know that much about Tourette's Syndrome. And well, he did. Mission accomplished.
Yeah, he brought a lot of attention to it.
Yeah, I don't know if it was accomplished the way you want, but yeah, everybody, hey, you were very much in the spotlight for that now. Some people didn't know what a Bafta was until now. My Bafta, is that something in Star Wars?
I might take that later on. I need soap with that? What's going on?
So everyone has their opinion on this, man. Outrage, shock, sadness, a lot of anger. Ooh.
Yeah, many a pearl was clutched.
Oh my God. You sure you want to keep those on, man?
I have to, man.
You have to. Okay. Hang on for dear life, man.
Yes, sir.
I might be behind you hanging on too before this is over with.
Everybody grab a pearl.
Ooh, because there was a lot of anger with this. Mm-hmm. Understandably. Of course, we have our opinions, as I said, and my opinion, I keep saying my opinion because this is such this is such a complicated situation. There are so many different opinions and feelings about this that, I keep saying mine because I don't want to seem like my opinion is reflecting anybody else's opinion.
Sure.
Or I don't want to seem like I'm arguing anybody about what I'm saying here. Mm-hmm. I know many people, they had a gut triggered reaction to this, and I don't want to add to that. Mm-hmm. There's enough. It's a very unfortunate situation. There's enough anger and sadness behind this and hurt feelings behind this. I definitely don't want to add to that. Mm-hmm. But I will say that I'm just doing a video right now because this happened yesterday, and my man in Ireland, James, the editor over in Ireland, I guess since the Baftas are over there in the UK, he knew about it, and he was trying to get a hold of me last night. They called him an N-word. They called him an N-word. God, pick up. We got to do a video. They called him an N-word.
It's like 4 a.m.
Yeah, well, it was right before we started the Sunday service. Yeah, he was trying to call. He was pretty much calling me the N-word at that point.
Pick up.
Pick up. No, he did not do that. He didn't do that. People ready to get mad now. He did not do that. He did not do that. But so he was telling me this yesterday, and then we had a talk this morning. I said, man, listen, I am glad that I did not do a video yesterday because, because when I finally saw the headline for this, somebody sent me an email. And when I saw what happened, of course, I got angry too, man. I had the same triggered response as many people did when they heard about the news. And just like everybody else, or a lot of people heard about it, I got mad without knowing the details. I didn't even know, James didn't even know it was a guy with Tourette's. He just thought it was some racist dude in the middle who just crashed the party. You bitch N-words! Who's with me?
In his mind, in James' mind, that's what he thought happened.
Yeah. Well, he thought that, and then I thought that. And so after doing years of opinion videos, it has taught me something. And I've been taught patience with this. If there's one thing that I really value about what I've been doing around here and hanging around smart people like yourself and hanging around like, him. No, I'm kidding. No, having very mature friends and intelligent friends and having learned through mistakes of rushing into videos and just mouthing off without really knowing anything, it has taught me to sometimes not rush into a response. Right. Especially when I'm driven by heated emotions. Right. With some exceptions, of course. Y'all know I'll go off.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
But you're right, though, especially when it comes to things like race and touchy subjects like that. You definitely want to try to get as much information as you can so you can form your own type of opinion.
Yeah. Especially if I don't fully know a situation. Mm-hmm. And in this situation, I thought it best to have an understanding of everything. Get more details about what happened with this event. Get more details about this man, John Davison, and also get more information about the condition and the details of Tourette Syndrome itself. Right. And I knew nothing about it. That's why I felt like I had to do it. And listen, man, I'm like everybody else. Tourette Syndrome, I just knew it was played for laughs in some movies. Yeah. Some people did it in interviews. And I just thought, it's the thing that you got that makes you yell out racial slurs and bad words. Mm-hmm. That's all I knew, man. And after going in and doing some research about Tourette Syndrome, after doing so, I formed my own opinion about this, which this is that kind of situation where everybody kind of has a side. They are so passionate about how they feel that they are ready for you to feel like they do. Right. And if you don't, then you're the enemy at that point. Of course. So I imagine that, comments crazy. The comment sections are crazy enough. Mm-hmm. And so I imagine that the comment section is going to be full of, I'm weak. I don't get it. I'm soft. Why am I always trying to be fair? And I'm not mad at anybody, man. I know the game. I know how it's going to go now, but I just have to kind of speak my heart and don't try to even predict what I'm about to say now, because this is a very complicated situation. I think that's why people kind of want to pick a simpler side, right? Because there's so many things here. Layers that need to be explored. Things that really need to be, I guess, understood before people say anything. Right. So, and like I said, I'm not trying to argue with people, man. I'm not trying to convince people how I feel. I understand the hurt, and I'm definitely not trying to piss anybody off. And as I said, I'm not trying to add to that. But after waiting for more details and trying to get a better understanding of everything on things, especially on things I don't know, I feel that it's an unfortunate situation for everyone except for one particular person. Mm-hmm. One particular person here, but everything else, I think, is a very, very complicated situation and a very, very unfortunate and hurtful situation for everybody involved, man. And I want to go down those layers here.
Yeah, peel them back.
Because like I said, man, every layer has a lot going on.
Yeah, it sure do. And it's funny how you broke down the layers from where we were earlier, because we were speaking about this today earlier. Yeah. And from where you were when we spoke earlier to where you are now, it's completely kind of different. I guess it's more layered than it was earlier.
Well, we were talking about, I had a response to a lot of things that were happening earlier, and I did not get to really speak on some of the other things that I also think are important. So hear me out. And like I said, I'm not trying to get anybody to agree with me. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm not trying to go in and belittle anybody else's opinion. I'm not trying to actually say your opinion's not valuable. Your feelings are not valid. That's not what I'm saying at all. So I just ask that a lot of people, I know it's probably a lot when you're on the internet. I just ask that you kind of give me the same respect that I'm trying to give people out there. Big order, I know, but let's go into it.
And listen to the entire thing that he's going to say. Don't just pick one thing and then start typing some shit. Listen to everything.
If you were ready to type a comment right now, just based on what you heard, stop. All right? Man, if there's one time to get to the end of this, this is it.
Yes.
Please.
Do not press enter just yet. Don't press send yet. Wait.
Yes, please. Please. Por favor. Please.
Por favor, yes.
First of all, man, I really feel awful for Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, man. And believe me, now I'll talk about empathy. I mean, that me being a black person, especially a black man that's standing in front of the world. I mean, this is crazy enough doing what I'm doing right here. These guys, they're on stage with the world watching.
Yeah, and they're becoming more so in a way, I would like to say just, Hollywood royalty, but I have to put black in front of it. Black Hollywood royalty.
Well, they're becoming Hollywood royalty in a time where, even though we're in some crazy times right now with diversity is being attacked, they are guys who are showing upstanding and outstanding work and black excellence to the world.
Exactly.
They're in Europe.
Yeah.
And for them to be up there at this moment, which is supposed to be a great moment for the arts, a great moment for film, a great moment for black representation.
Yeah.
To hear that, man, and standing there for the world to see, I can only imagine how that would be for me. And that it's extremely hurtful. No matter what the circumstances are, that's just hurtful, man.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where, man, you can. I'm gonna repeat this later, but you can talk about black people always trying to be the victim or always talking about the struggle, but moments like this are always seen as a huge step for us.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And to have somebody come there and have this moment, I say have somebody come there, but just have this moment just kind of smeared tarnished with that ugly word thrown out to these guys who were not there to make it racial at all.
Right.
It's and especially with the state of the world and especially in America.
Right.
It just makes you feel like, wow, man. Every time we think we're getting something happens.
Overseas catching you.
Yeah. On, man. Something gotta happen, man. Again, I'm not gonna pretty much put it on the guy with Tourette Syndrome. I'm kind of gonna talk about right now the people that want to downplay this and tell black people how they should feel.
Oh, Lord, not them.
We should just move on. I mean, it happened. What is it? It's about, 22 hours later? Hey, get over it.
Right.
Always get over it.
Right, always.
What's the big deal?
Yep.
And they want to downplay it because they want to talk about how the man had Tourette's. So they kind of want to use that as an excuse to downplay the racial side of this.
Yes.
And man, I do feel bad for John Davison, the guy with Tourette's. I'll talk about that a little bit. But I tell you, I would repeat this. People will come in and criticize and say, you're always playing the victim. You always got to come in and talk about how things are holding you back. I mean, these guys on stage and making money, they're in Hollywood. Jesus, man, you're going to let a little thing like that get you down. But man, you don't know how it feels to be targeted. All the time. You can sit up here and say what you want to. You can sit up here and call us victims. You can sit up here and say that we're always complaining. That's fine. I'm used to it. But really, you don't know how it feels to be targeted by politics. You don't know how it feels to be targeted by billionaires, the richest person in the world saying racial things.
Yeah.
And you feel like you don't know if it's because of ignorance or they're just purposely trying to hold you back, but you don't know how it feels to be a target of all this ugliness every day.
Yeah.
Understand that John Davison, he yelled some very offensive things to a lot of people. He yelled some other ugly words. He yelled, I think in the movie that he's there to represent, it's called I Swear.
Right.
I think there's a part where he told the queen to off.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But that night, I don't know if he used any other racial slur on anybody else.
Right.
And again, I'm not trying to come in and not understand this guy, be mean to this guy. I'm not trying to dismiss his condition. I'm not. But I know the N-word is a heavy one. And when it comes to Tourette's, it's sometimes the worse a word, sometimes the more these people are prone to say it. But it does, in a time where we feel targeted, not using any other word, at least for me, makes me feel targeted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm not, again, dismissing this person, but I just want people to not dismiss us in this particular situation. Try to understand, even if people are going a little bit too far, try to understand just the history of everything with this man and why something like that just throws us off.
Yeah, right. Granted, whatever Tourette Syndrome, he has this, whatever, but the case is still the case that this ugly word was said at a time when two black men were on stage.
Yeah.
Remember that when you say get over it. Yeah. Remember that.
I don't like that. I don't like that with anybody. I don't like when women are told that. I don't like when poor people are told that. Right. I don't like when gay people are told. I don't like when anybody, certain men, white people. I don't know any kind of condition where people have a valid reason to be upset. I don't like when anybody's told to just get over it when somebody's not in their position.
Right. It doesn't make sense. Granted, there's some sort of condition there, but it's still said, and you still should have some sort of repercussions for that.
Now, here's where things are going to get tricky, and it's going to trigger and upset some other people. And this is where I think some people are going to really hate me. And the black people who would just cheer me on, they're probably going to be like, yeah, what? Wait a minute. Because, wait a minute. Man, we had something beautiful. What's going on here? But I feel terrible for John Davidson. What? That racist? I mean, I feel terrible for this guy. I really do. With one huge caveat that's coming up. But always got to be an asterisk.
That's right.
Always got to be a butt.
A booty up in there.
Big old hairy booty. But I do feel bad for this man. Because I think people that are getting upset, they're not taking the time to really understand this condition. And I'm saying this because that's what I stopped to do for myself. I want to read more on this particular form of Tourette syndrome. I went to a lot of places, but man, one of the first places I started was just AI, Google. Went there. This form of Tourette's that this man has, it affects, as you can see right here, 1 in 10 people who have Tourette syndromes. That's 10 to 15% of people have this. And this form, what is it called? Because it's called coprolalia, and due to a specific involuntary tic called coprolalia.
Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. Hoochie. It involves the uncontrollable burst of obscene, taboo, or socially inappropriate words. It's not a reflection of their character, but rather a misfiring of brain signals and the basal ganglia and impaired inhibition, making it impossible to suppress these urges. And a lot of that includes racial slurs. And when you're mad and you don't understand something, I get it. You want to believe that person did it on purpose. You want to believe that person meant that because you're mad and you want to have a target to be mad at. And I think this is kind of sad in this situation. I try to show empathy and understanding in everything that I do, even with people that I don't want to at first. I try. But God knows I try. I try hard, man. And with reading this and reading some of the other things that I read about this, again, where people are telling us, get over it. I think it's bad for us to look at these people and say, these people with this condition, and say, you knew what you were doing. You did it simply because we don't understand, simply because we're not in their position. I can only imagine the hell that people go through with this condition because it can't be helped, man. I shudder to think about the things that I would say that was going through my mind if I was coming around somebody and I had that condition. Mm-hmm. Hey, big titties. Just this condition makes. I read one thing. I saw a video where this is not just about racial slurs. These people, they say things that they're not supposed to say, not because they want to, because they're suppressing those things that they know they're not supposed to say. For example, go to an airport saying, I got a bomb or I got a weapon. They have to suppress that urge to say that too. So I don't like that people, I wouldn't like it for myself if I was to sit up here and try to not understand this condition and just be mad at somebody because I'm angry. And that's just me. I know it's an unpopular opinion because people want to be racist. At this moment, I don't think he is. I mean, look, like I said, he might be a raging Nazi. He might have all kind of Hitler memorabilia at home.
All of a sudden, he tatted up.
He might have that damn Nazi cool ass leather outfit at home. I don't know, man. He might. I don't know.
Could be goose stepping right now.
Yeah, he might be. He might be faking the Tourette's. I don't know. Listen, I don't know, because I'm saying this because if it comes out later on this week that they find this guy's house and find all kind of copies of what is that?
My Life with Hitler.
Yeah,
My Life with Hitler.
Yeah,
Hitler and fucking Gimp outfits and shit.
Mein Kampf at home and shit like that. I don't know. Yeah, he might have all kind of copies of Mein Kampf at home and Hitler boots and I don't know, man.
Hitler boots.
But the thing is, I don't know, and that's the thing about this. I'm not trying to convince people that you should be on my opinion, because if something shady comes up about this guy, I will definitely say, okay, so I'll just wait for information. It came out. I'm angry like the rest of you, disturbed like the rest of you. I never tried to convince you that he was a great guy. I'm just going by what I know now.
Right. Benefit of the doubt type thing, and taking a situation that up and see why is it up.
Yeah.
And right now it seems why it's up is because, this condition that this guy has. And it came out at a very unfortunate time.
Yeah, man. Tourette's is something that a lot of us don't understand. You see it in movies and we joke about it, but you really don't understand. I think that kind of ignorance, and I'm not saying ignorant in a derogatory way. I mean, I was ignorant on it. When I say ignorance, it's something we just don't know, and because we don't hear about it all the time. And I just think before you get mad, just really, I know, as sad as it is, as much as it hurts me to say it, I know empathy is not in fashion right now. I know empathy is something that a lot of people, they laugh at, they mock, they don't want to do it, because empathy is hard, especially when you're heated and you're mad and you want to target. But I really am trying to use empathy in a time when nobody really is just trying to use it, and it's being almost mocked. And I also ask myself, man, why would you even want to put yourself in that kind of situation where you're there to celebrate a moment with these other people? And I know in this world right now, it seems like a lot of ugliness has happened. A lot of people are more racist. But even if you felt comfortable with the racism that's going on right now, doing this at a ceremony,
right?
That just doesn't make sense to me. That still would bring a lot of negative attention to yourself on a night when you're there to not even worry about all that kind of stuff. You're there to celebrate your accomplishments, or as you say, bring awareness to people.
Right.
Why would you want to, if you're there to bring awareness to Tourette's, why would you want to vilify Tourette's by doing that?
Right.
That it just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like I said, we find out this guy's a malicious person, and so be it. But at this moment, I'm just trying to be understanding. If you want to actually really see a good video, this was sent to me today, and who knows? I mean, at this point, I don't know, man. Maybe this might even seem outdated now what this girl is saying, but there's a black woman with Tourette's. I think her name is Janelle Bean. That's the video that's the name that was on the video.
Okay.
And she's trying to understand all sides too. But the most important thing is, I think that even the few minutes that she's talking is very educational for people who don't understand Tourette's. And she actually brings to light who we really should be mad at in this situation.
But he shouldn't have said that. That's conflicting. You are now saying that you don't understand what involuntary and uncontrollable means. The intention doesn't mean that the harm or the hurt wasn't there. 100% understand that.
She's arguing on the behalf of people with Tourette syndrome, and she's also saying that she understands the people who are hurt. She's not trying to take one side or the other. She's trying to bring some understanding to the whole thing. It's a good video if you watch the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, no. Say some good things there.
However, and let's get to that caveat.
Yeah, that hairy butt.
Yeah, that whole hairy sticky butt booty. No, man. However, as much as I'm trying to be understanding of this, and again, I'm not saying that this person should have handled it the way I think they should have handled it. I don't know what they're going through at the moment, but I cannot help but think how much a direct apology would have worked. You know, I think, and when I say a direct apology, I think I'm talking about a direct apology from John Davidson to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. I mean, my man already put out a statement. And when you look at this, he's mostly talking about himself.
Yeah.
His life mission.
Yeah.
Some of it, I dare say just a smidgen, might even sound a little defensive.
Yes.
You know, listen, if you type that out, you could have typed out an apology to them. Listen, you ain't doing all them ticks and things in there when you type that out. How hard would it have been to say, I'm very, very sorry, Michael Jordan and Delroy Lindo. I didn't mean to hurt you. No. You know what? Maybe that would have been a bad idea.
Just write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Don't say it. Write it down. God damn it.
No, man.
Sign language is something. Don't talk no more. Stop it.
Yeah, that's just how I feel. I just feel like if he had come out and said to these guys directly, I am so sorry if I hurt you. I want you to know more than anything, and first and foremost to you two who were the targets of it that night, that is not me. I humbly apologize to you. I beg for your forgiveness, and I just hope that this doesn't speak for Tourette Syndrome or people with this condition. Or man, that would have gone a long way for you to bring, you want to bring awareness to Tourette Syndrome. Right now, that at that moment, if you had actually gone and apologized, that would have probably helped people start their journey on understanding this.
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just me. I thought that would have really, I thought that really would have. And also, especially considering, as I mentioned earlier, you used the N-word on other people that night. So I think that an apology would have gone a long way because you needed to apologize to them, and you needed to openly apologize to all those other people that were the targets of your words that night, or that particular word.
Yeah, everybody in the audience who was of color, yeah.
And also considering that, from what I understand, that's the only racial slur that you were slinging around. Brother, I mean, come on, man. How does it say, I'm sorry, Michael? I'm sorry, Delroy. And if you can't say it because of those ticks, type that shit out. If you can't type it out without typing the word, get Chat GPT or get a friend or somebody type that for you. I don't know, man. So, but hey, look, this is where I'm going to pass this on to you because I said there's one person to be angry at right here. If I'm angry, because I'm with all this other stuff, I'm not angry. I'm trying to understand. There's one person I need to be angry at is old Mr. Bafta.
Yes, Mr. Bafta.
Yeah, Mr. B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we were talking about this earlier, man. The Bafta awards were pre-recorded. And follow me here. They had a lot of things that they cut out. I think they cut out some of his other ticks. They cut out things that other people talking about. When they got political, somebody was talking about free Palestine. They cut that out because this was pre-recorded. But for some reason, you left the N-word in. Now, to me, that's the real insult. That's why I'm really offended, because either this was something where you thought it was okay to exploit that, hurtful things to us, because it would be a controversy and make the news, or we just don't mean anything to you. That Palestine, all that, cut that out. But racism, yeah, okay, leave it in.
That's what it sounded like and looked like.
Or maybe you were doing both. But I'm highly offended by that, and I'm not buying this bullshit of, well, we didn't hear it.
Right.
How can you not hear it?
Right.
It's pre-recorded. Right. You sit up there like a DJ with damn headphones on, listening to every fucking remixing the N-words. Exactly. They wanted a viral moment.
Right.
That's what it seems like to me. And who said that, man? Mark Murders. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, I don't buy that bullshit up. But man, go ahead. Whatever.
That's kind of where we started the whole conversation earlier today, when we were talking about the whole Tourette syndrome and understanding it and all that stuff. And I was like, man, whatever. Bafta, I need to speak to Mr. Bafta because they're supposed to protect these people here. I understand the stage that these folks were on. You don't go to Bafta every year and see that type of thing. Two black men up there, you know what I mean? For the excellence that they've done for the year and their career. You know, and you're going to take this moment and have it tarnished by, you know, this ugly word being yelled out in the background and have Mr. Bafta talking about what? Somebody said, oh, what? Somebody said, what? I didn't hear that.
Y'all hear something?
You didn't hear that? You know, it's bullshit to me. They're supposed to protect these people here. Now, whether my man has Tourette syndrome or not, you know, to me, it's neither here nor there, right? Because whether he does and he said it, okay, you got this condition, all right. If you don't have it, you yelling it out. I mean, all right, because it's crazy anyway. That's still up. So for me to get in arms, either way, it's kind of, you know, it's moot to me. I just don't like the fact that, you know, again, we don't see this every day, and it's ruined. You know what I mean? It reminds me almost reminds me of when Moonlight won. But didn't win, but then won. Yeah. You know, another time in history where, you know, black folks were being celebrated for work that they've done. And it was tarnished again by, oh, I didn't read it right. Bullshit. So now we got, oh, I didn't hear it now. So that type of shit always kind of makes me upset when it comes to us, right? There's always, oh, oops. You know what I mean? Why is it a oops? You know, when it's specific for, you know, us when we got this time now, you know, because again, this time isn't all the time. It's few and far between. And when we do have these times, something always kind of oops at that point. So that got me kind of pissed off about that. And I'm not trying to dismiss Tourette syndrome. I'm not trying to downplay it at all. I know it's a real thing. And maybe I need to figure it out some more. But, you know, it's just, you know, it's wild to me. And I'm with those people where it's like, okay, you said it. I don't know if you meant it or not. I couldn't. But, you know, again, that's the only thing you said that night. That was racial. And why is that even in your head to say? Why does the mind go to those things to say? I guess that's a study that I guess you need to figure out. But, you know, when it's all said and done, I believe, and the biggest takeaway for me is this guy's apology, excuse thing that he wrote. That was bullshit to me. I'm pissed off about that as well. You know, that's the second thing on this. I'm pissed out about that bullshit because I wasn't sure if he had made a statement or not. And that's the one thing that we were talking about also as well.
I mean, if you wrote this big long thing, just say I'm sorry.
And that was that. And that was probably one of the biggest takeaway for me that made me upset. It's like, well, why did you not, your first thing saying you apologize to these two black men for what had happened? It was not my intent, yada, yada, yada. This disease is crazy. Now you understand what I'm dealing with, yada, yada. And, you know, and go through that way as opposed to say whatever bullshit you ever said. Because that is the time, again, the stage that they were on, it doesn't happen every year. It's a big stage. It's a big deal for us as people to see this happen. And you just besmirched it. And you don't even mention them at all in your whatever thing you wrote. That's bullshit to me.
It's very, I mean, I'm not going to say it's easy or hard, but it was necessary. It would have spoke volumes if you had said, I'm sorry in there. But,
that would have helped cover a little bit of ground.
So I don't know, man.
I know. I don't know about that.
Fine, that's something, bitch, I'll kill it.
You know what I mean? Again, if you got this thing, cool, whatever, you know, you figure it out. But I mean, there's ways to go about these things, I believe, especially when you are, you know, especially when you're put in that position and the things that are going on around you are kind of bigger than you. You know, and you're just going to dismiss it. You know, so I don't know.
It was, maybe he'll apologize later. I don't know. But I don't know. Like somebody said, you're going to respond to the Jamie Foxx response. Nah. I don't know. He's got his opinion. I disagree with it. I disagree with it at this point right now. I disagree with it very, very much. But hey, he's got his opinion. I got mine, you know.
Yeah, again, you know, he had, like you said, everybody has a right to feel how they feel. And I think it was that response was very emotionally charged response, like everybody else had. So I'm not angry that he's angry. I'm not at all. I can see it.
I would humbly ask anybody, because what Jamie Foxx said is that he meant that shit. I think, again, that's a very emotionally charged response. Yeah. I would just humbly ask anybody before they go that far, just to later, maybe later when you get out your system, whatever, I would just humbly ask that people try to understand the condition and maybe think, I reconsider that people are doing this to hurt people on purpose. I don't think his apology was good, but I don't think he meant to hurt anybody on purpose. So I just, this is a moment where I think that there can be something that's turned into a positive, where we try to learn about something that we're all kind of ignorant about. And also take this moment to, again, learn to not dismiss people's feelings on something. If you don't understand other people and what they've been through and what it's like, then try to understand that too. Understanding is the key word. Yeah. What's the word? What's the magic word today?
Understanding.
There you go, man.
So that's a magical moment.
Damn, I wish I had a puppet.
And hopefully Stupid Bafta learns a lesson too. Protect the people that they invited there. Because again, you had a chance to preserve that moment that they were having. You failed them.
Yeah. Really, those are the ones that are really unprofessional. Yeah. That's just inexcusable how they handled this. Yeah. So I know they apologize, but man, yeah.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I don't, do, as they say, do better.
Should do more better.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I got something that can cure this man's.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Hey, he's worried about doing this again. I got something that can cure that Tourette's real quick.
Know what you got?
Put him in a room with Delroy.
Take hip hop. We've talked about this on the show before. You have African-American rappers saying N-word this and N-word that, but a Caucasian can't. So say it.
Boy, that'll cure your Tourette's real quick.
Yeah, so that'll straighten you up.
You say you ticket now. You put them Delroy eyes on you. You know what? Never mind.
You know what? I'm good.
That's all, folks. So I will read an email. So this is from Mike J. McAllister. He's been around and been following us and been part of our community ever since we were doing Spill. And Mike, he has Tourette's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
And I want to put this in the video too, that we put on YouTube. So Mike says, hey, Corey, Oz, and Adam. Mm-hmm. Just wanted to say thank you for a nuanced take on the situation. It's unfortunate for all involved. I will never know the pain of having a word with that much weight thrown at me. But having Tourette's, the whole situation was painful to see. Seeing people saying that people with Tourette's shouldn't be in public just takes me back to college and elementary school. That's another thing with Tourette's. There is this whole, almost this, what word am I looking for? There's a stigma to it, but there is this, it's a simple word, speaking of racial, and it's usually applied to racial. When what are you going to say?
Prejudice.
Prejudice, but man, when you want to deny people something, not segregation, but when, somebody's going to get the word out there, and I'm going to feel very stupid. Discrimination.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I got my own disease over here. It's called dumb.
I got a touch of that.
Yeah, I got this condition called stupid. But yeah, there's this discrimination against Tourette's people where they say you should not be allowed in certain areas. You should not be in public since you know you do this. And that's another thing that I think is hard for people with Tourette's to deal with, because people do feel so uncomfortable about these things that they say, understandably, but they say that, now you should by law not be allowed to go certain places, and that's just wrong.
Yes, I did hear something about that. I remember there was a thing where they didn't want Tourette's around kids, around children. You shouldn't be allowed around children saying those things you say. You know what I mean? I remember hearing that.
It's a rough situation, though. I get it. I don't have an answer for it. But to say that we're going to discriminate, segregate, and try to do this even by law, that to me, that's a very scary idea. Mm-hmm. And I don't really subscribe to that. But again, I get the complications of the situation. People don't know how it works, but tics, whether they're verbal or motor, are exasperated by anxiety, fear, or just being excited. That's what happens with the tics that they have. Your brain is constantly telling you, I know the worst thing to say. I know this disorder works. I really don't want to say it. And it builds up until it comes out like a sneeze. You've seen my ticks. I have seen them. And maybe that's another reason why I understand this. People, I will go as far. Like I said, I'm not trying to tell people how to think. I'm not trying to tell you how to process this situation. But these people who have this condition, and for some people to go out there and say, you know what you did, you were taught that word, you want to say it, so that's why you say it. That is not what's happening with these people, okay? That is not something, regardless of what you feel about this, now there's people out there who think that this applies to everybody. They just want to say these things. That is not how it works. And that's why I think it's so bad for people to come out and say, whether this guy is not giving an apology or he handled the situation wrong or not, I doubt he's racist and want to do that. And for some people to say that he was just racist and he wanted to do it, that's your anger speaking. That's not understanding his condition. I know this guy right here. I know him, and I know how this works with him. And I see the pain and frustration Mike goes through with this. So maybe it's just because I have a closeness to it, but I beg people not to come in and have this prejudice on these people and just think that they're doing this to intentionally hurt people. It sucks for them. It's painful for them.
Yeah, and once again, don't use this as an opportunity to blanket statement everybody with Tourette syndrome, right? This is a direct case of, one person doing something. And, again, the follow-up was not great.
Yeah.
One person.
Yeah. Let me see here. Anyway, thanks for the thoughtful take on it. The discord around it has had me on edge all day. A lot of people are hurting over this, and everyone's pain is valid. He should still apologize. Even your people say, no, listen. That's. I think that's really the rough part of it, man. Yeah, the apology or the lack of. That's really a sticking point here. Thanks and stay toasty, guys. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's that, man. Listen, I think, like you said, don't use that as an excuse. There is no excuse for not coming out and saying you're sorry.
Yep.
There's just not. Well, would you look at that? You made it to the end of the video. That means you really like us. So just go ahead and press that like button and subscribe while you're at it. And check out our other channels, our social media like Instagram, TikTok, and our Patreon, where we have new stuff coming up all the time. And we'll see you on the next video.